Well, I was going to do a video later in the day, but I may as well go ahead and do it now. This is going to contain of two films that I just want to explain why I own these in my collection. Basically, this is the title of this um, video is going to say, why are these in my video collection, or why are these in my movie collection? Well, the first one is a 1989 movie called Dark Heritage: The Final Descendant. It was originally released by Sterling Entertainment on VHS, and now it's released on DVD from Miracle, also Peacock Films. Uh, it stars Mark LaCour and Eddie Moore. Eddie Moore is the only actor of this whole film that actually went on to do a couple other movies. There's the cover, here's the back, and here's the inside. It has that certain smell like a new product would be, but I've had this movie for probably 8 years now. Basically, it's an uncredited adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's Lurking Fear. It's where the thunderstorm and mutilated bodies are found on a campground. Investigating reporter Clint Harrison, played by Mark LaCour, tries to uncover a legend of the Danson clan, who may be connected to the murders. Determined to dig with truth, Clint and his buddies decide to spend the night at the Danson house, and then things progressively get worse. It's not a bad film. It's not a good film, but considering the budget, considering the locations, considering the acting and the script and the whole 9 yards, it's not that bad of a film. I mean, yeah, the acting can really get to you if you're not into like not method acting, but it sounds like they're reading a cue card off of camera. And but for me, I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was. The one thing that I thought was pretty interesting is that the Danson had two different eyes, one blue and one brown. So that's kind of like in one of the characters that Clint Harrison goes to see, his boss is actually part of the Danson family, which is kind of a spoiler if you have not seen this movie. But the reason why I have this in my collection is because when I saw this come out on video, I believe it was in 1990, at my video store when I rented it. It reminded me of the kind of films that I like to do if I had pursued my filmmaking, directing career, which never happened. But it would show. And after I'd seen it, and a couple years later, I did a movie called Wild Dog, which I've shown on here on YouTube, and it's not the same kind of storyline, but the same kind of like in the woods and stuff going on in the woods and that. So basically, the main reason I got this movie is because I enjoy low budget movies, and this was a low budget movie, and it doesn't get as much recognition as it should have. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. If it's on YouTube, check it out before you buy it. But it's pretty inexpensive DVD. So yeah, that's Dark Heritage. The last video, this is just part one. There's going to be more in the future. Now this one is, a lot of people are going to say, why, this is a crazy film. This is released by Image Entertainment under the Cult Cinema Collection banner. Ted V. Mikels presents an immortal film of our time, Herb Robbins' The Worm Eaters. And it says underneath, a comedy. Let's just say this. I've watched this movie one time, and that is probably the only aspect that I may watch this one more time, maybe. It was released in what year does this say? 1976. So, that was the year I was born. Here's the inside, and here is the back. So, basically the only thing I can say, the reason I own this is because it's an odd film. It's one of a kind. It's the 70s, where they did a lot of films where they had frog movie, they had a piranha movie, they had shark movie, they had a lot of nature runs amok films, and this wasn't one of them, but this was Herb Robbins, who plays the main character in this movie. Spoiler alert. Now, what's funny is the main character of this movie dies in the film, but it's towards the end of the film. Yeah, basically, you do see a lot of people put worms in their mouth. You don't really see them chewing them up and eating them, but you just see them warming around in their mouth and all that. And what's mostly odd about this movie is that this guy, Herman Umgar, played by the director, he has these, like, I don't know what, it's like these, the way that he's doing it, he's making these worms eat these people, but in a way he's having them turn into worm people, which I don't know. Anyway, the only thing I can say about this movie is, if you want to see an odd film, if you want to see if you get grossed out by certain things, don't see it. If you want to see a comedy for what it is, and you want to see people have worms in their mouth, if that's your thing, see it. It may be on YouTube. I doubt it, but I got this for really cheap price. So, and it basically shows. Now I have the utmost respect to Ted V. Mikels. You may have known that he's done a lot of classic films in the past, and yeah. The only thing I can say about this is, if you want to see an odd worm movie or someone eating worms, check out Herb Robbins' The Worm Eaters. The only reason I got them in my collection, to make my collection bigger. That's basically the only thing I can say. Because I've only seen this movie one time. I may watch it one more time. It's just the music in this, the acting in this, the storyline in this. It's crazy. So that was two movies. Why I have these movies in my collection. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, I'll do another one, and I hope you have a good weekend. And yes, tomorrow I believe I'm going to be having a special guest on here. We're just going to be talking about movies and certain aspects, and talking about his channel and what he's got planned on doing in his channel. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.